Abby, looks a lot like a frequency table, but as far as the way it's laid out. But it is different, okay? We notice that, first of all, it has a key at the bottom, and a frequency table does not have a key at the bottom. And we'll learn how else it's different.
How do you read a stem and leaf plot? Think about this question during the lesson. Franco and Gianna have a dog grooming business. The table shows the number of dogs they groomed in each of the past 8 weeks. What is another way to organize the data? Let's find out.
Okay, so we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this week was 20, then this week was 29, this week was 14 dogs. Then, wow, 52, 34, 45, 30, 48. So this is another way of organizing this data.
What types of graphs could you use to organize the data? You could use a bar graph, picture graph, or line graph. Without drawing a graph, how could you organize the data?
Okay, why would a line graph be a good option? What did we learn yesterday about to know when a line graph is a good option to use? Austin?
It's easily because, it's better than just putting a bunch of X's.
Okay, we said whenever, we said a stem and leaf plot may not be what you want to use if you have a bunch of data, because then you have to put a bunch of X's on your, did I say stem and leaf plot? I'm sorry, I meant a line plot, okay, where you put a bunch of the X's above the numbers. Okay, so, but when else is a line graph a good option? When it's data that takes place
In a time.
yes, over time. Something that has to do with time. The video yesterday showed us that, whether it's hours in a day or time over a week or over a month or over a year. Line graphs are good to use for time. We said picture graphs are good to use whenever everything being compared, Hadley, can use the same picture. Just like the example from your book gave the rubber ducky example. Okay, so picture graph would be okay for this because you could use dogs, right, as your picture for everything. So that would work. You could do a bar graph. So you could use any of these graphs really. But if you're wanting to organize this data without drawing a graph, they're going to tell you about a stem and leaf plot as a way to organize
Without drawing a graph, you could organize the data in order from least to greatest. A stem and leaf plot is a convenient way to organize data using numerical order and place value. What is the stem of a stem and leaf plot?
Okay, so let's take a look at this. The stem is 1 and the leaf is 4. That came from 14. Here, the stem is 2, the leaf is 0. That came from the number 20. The stem is 2, the leaf is 9. That came from the number 29. Whenever you construct a stem and leaf plot, you go in numerical order. Okay, that's why our stems go in order here. Your tens digit is your stem. Your ones place value are your leaves. So for 20, you would have 2 as a stem, 0 as a leaf. For 48, you would have 4 as a stem, 8 as a leaf. You have a key down here at the bottom. You have to put a key at the bottom. 1 line 4 equals 14. Yes.
So what it's doing is if it has two numbers,
Mm-hmm.
you put it like that, four.
Right. We have two numbers that are in the 40s. We have a 45 and a 48. We only have one number in the teens. That's 14. We have one number in the 50s. That's 52. 52. Yes.
Well, since you have to put a key,
Yes.
is there ever a time where 1 line 4 doesn't equal 14?
Mm-hmm. It could be if you have something that goes into the hundreds. Yes.
How do you know where to put them in order?
How do you know where to put them in order? Well, your stems go in order. So we're going to start with 1 because we have something that starts with a 1, 14. Now if we didn't, if that wasn't in our data, we would start with a 2 because we have numbers that are in the 20s. Okay?
The stem of a stem and leaf plot is the numbers to the left of the line. What part of the data does the stem represent? The stem represents the tens digit. The tens digit of each data value forms a stem. What part of the data does the leaf represent?
We've already said it represents the ones place.
The leaf represents the ones digit. The ones digit of each data value forms a leaf. What does the key show? The key shows how to read the stems and leaves. This key shows that 1 in the stem and 4 in the leaf equals 14. Look at this data on the stem and leaf plot. What does it represent?
Represents 52.
This data represents the data value of 5 tens and 2 ones, or 52. Now try it yourself. Read the data on the stem and leaf plot. How is the data on the stem and leaf plot read? The numbers on the stem and leaf plot are 14, 20, 29, 30, 34, 45, 48, and 52.
Okay? Notice that even when you say them like that, they all appear in numerical order. Just like when you have your 40s here, your digits, the numbers that are in the 40s, there's more than 1, but you put 45 first, you put the 5 first, then 48. Put the 5 in front of the 8.
Here you have learned to read stem and leaf plots. They are a concise way to organize many numbers by place value.
Now, this example does not show this, but sometimes you may have a set of data where, let's say this week they had 29 dogs, and this week they had 29 dogs. Where you have a number that's represented multiple times, then you need to list it multiple times. Meaning if you have 2 29s, then you need another 9 here to show that there are 2 29s. Okay? If there are 3 29s in your data set, then you need 3 9s total over here. Every single one gets listed. You can't say, oh, I already put a 29. No, because that then shows that there was only 1 week of 29 dogs. Yes?
You know how it says 209? How did they get that?
Right here, Corinne. Here's the number 20.
There's the X up there.
That didn't work. Let's try again. All right. Here's the number 20. Here's the number 29. I have 2 numbers in the 20s. So I put my 2 for 20. I have the number 20. And I have the number 29. This makes 20. This makes 29. I have the number 14. So I put a 1 here, a 4 here. Together they make the number 14. I have 2 numbers in the 30s. I have the number 30 and I have the number 34. If I had another 34, I would put another 4. And if I had another 34, I would put another 4. Okay? Yes.
But you have a number in the middle.
Will you guys have one? No. Not that I saw when I skimmed over it. I'll make sure, but I don't think. All right. So let's look at the guided practice in your book. Okay, just looking at this stem and leaf plot. This is in your book on page, 441 in the guided practice. Number 1, look at the stem and leaf plot. What is the least number of points scored? Just look at this. You can tell what's the least number of points scored, Braxton? 12. The 1 is the least number digit in the tens here. And then 2 is the smallest here. So 12 is the smallest. What about the greatest number of points scored, Corey?
12.
No. 12 is just the least, Corey. What's the greatest number represented on the stem and leaf plot, Corey?
45.
45. Okay, we're going to make a stem and leaf plot of this data. Okay, you have this in your book. Go ahead and get a sheet of paper out. No, we're doing this together. Now, these values, we are going to put them in order first of all, numerical order. So, Nathan, I would appreciate if you would follow along. Thank you. Numerical order means order from least to greatest. So, whenever we're going to make a list here above the top, at the top of our sheet. Whenever we write it down, you may cross it out on this list of numbers, okay? Do it lightly so that we can erase it. This is on page 441. The smallest number we have is 10. So 10. What comes next? 18. 13, you're right. 13. Then 15.
Yeah.
Then 18. 16, sorry. Sorry, I'm doing this off my book. Okay. 16, then 17. Okay. 1, 2, then it looks like 27.
I don't know where.
We're on number 2. Right there.
Oh, okay. Oh, darn it.
After 27, 32, 39. What else we got?
41.
Thank you. After that,
46. Twice.
2 46s. Okay. So 46, 46. 60, then 64. Okay, so 60, 64, 70. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 numbers. 14, 16. Yes, we have them all. All right. So we need to make our stem and leaf plot for this. So we know that we have to have one that says stem, one side that says leaf. Bless you. We need our title at the top. It's there for us. Ages of people in a store. Years. Ages of people in a store. Years. We need to put a key at the bottom. So I'm just going to write right now key so I don't forget that. And now we're ready to start putting our values in. Okay? So our first stem, we have nothing in the single digits. Okay? If we had something in the single digits, what would you think we would put for our stem? Yes, you do have some like that. You put a 0 for the stem. Okay? So if we had the number 9, we would put 0 as the stem and 9 as the leaf, but we don't have one like that. Not right now. Okay? So our smallest stem is going to be 1. And now you list all of our leaves. Okay? We do not put commas between them, but you need to leave a little bit of space between them. Okay? So let's see, we're gonna put a 0, a 3, a 5, 6,